In this installment of the VIP Test Modeler 102 training series, we're going to be looking at the functional user interface recorder. The goal of this session is that by the end you will be able to record user interface activity, you'll be able to review recorded activity, and also be able to explore activity through our heat map and blueprint visualizations. In Test Modeler we have a UI recorder, which is an extension which sits inside the Chrome, Firefox and Internet Explorer browsers. The recorder automatically captures tester activity and it can be imported into Test Modeler. We can use the recorder to understand existing tests as well as building and recording new activity into testable models. You can record from exploratory testing sessions. You can turn on the recorder while you're executing your manual regression test pack, and it can also be started as code from inside an automation framework. Once we've captured the activity, it can be uploaded as journeys into the Test Modeler portal. Clicking on a journey shows the test steps and associated data recorded. We capture details about the elements like descriptions, underlying URLs and identifiers, some state information about the element being interacted with, and also any cookies picked up along the way, along with images as we're passing through each test step. All of the data gets combined together into our analytics engine to produce a heat map view, which shows the elements tested within each page overlaid on top of a screen capture of the user interface. This shows what's been tested and how many times, and also shows what's not being tested in the application. The idea is that this can be used to understand the functional coverage of our test suite on our application, along with identifying areas of over-testing and under-testing. The blueprint view shows what routes have been tested through the application and also the different pages that have been navigated through. At the highest level are the different pages which our test suite has visited. Each page can be opened up to see the tested routes on the elements within each page. So let's jump into Test Modeler and start recording some user activity. Okay, so we're just inside the Magento web page here on the sign-in page. And what you'll see in the top right hand corner is we have the Test Modeler extension open and we've logged in here and selected our workspace. What we're going to do is start recording, so I'm going to hit the start button here. And we're going to go in here and perform an invalid login using a valid email. So I'll enter my email, I'm going to go into the password field and enter an invalid password, click sign in, and we should get an error message back here saying our account was incorrect. So we'll go into the Test Modeler extension here, stop recording. We'll see that 7 actions have been recorded. We can come in here and review the activity. So we have the open URL, entering the email, entering the password, and then clicking sign in. I'm just going to cancel this. Now what we're going to do is go up and upload this into the Test Modeler portal. So I'll come in here and give our recording a name. We're going to call it incorrect password. And we're going to hit the upload button here. And we'll see our session has been uploaded. So we'll click OK on that and we'll head back over to Test Modeler. Now what we're going to do is we're going to go over to the journeys panel here, and what we can see is our recording, which we just uploaded, along with a few other recordings that have been added into our modeler portal here, like adding a watch, performing a valid login and ordering a bag. Now let's open up one of these to look at in closer detail. So we'll open up the valid login here, and what we'll see is that we've got all of the test steps on the left hand side. So we open the URL, we click the email input, we enter the value into the email field. And what we'll see is associated with each step, there is a whole world of data. We've got some attributes, such as the URL, an English descriptor, some object IDs, the interaction type, and the object value that was entered. We have some state, so we have the underlying HTML of the page, the DOM of the element that was interacted with, along with any cookies that were picked up along the way. We're also capturing images here, so you can see as I'm going through, the page and the element I'm interacting with is changing here. Now if we go back, what you'll see here is that we've got a few different recordings. We've got 5 in fact, and what's happened here is as these have been uploaded, Test Modeler has been performing some analytics over them to start to understand what is being tested in the application. And this is where the visualization views come in. So the first view here is the heat map view, which you will basically see on the left hand side all of the pages that were visited. For each page there is a screenshot of the underlying application, and overlaid on top here are heat bubbles showing what has been tested. So we can see here the search button, there are free tests passing through here. If we go through and let's look at the login page here, what we'll see is we have 2 tests passing through the email field, 2 passing through the password, and then we have 1 passing through the sign in button here. Now what this is showing us is what's being tested in the application, along with what's not being tested in the application here. So we can start to get a notion of the functional coverage of our test suite. Now if we go over to the blueprint view here, what we will have is, you could think of this a bit like a sitemap over the test suite. So we can see the different pages that we're navigated through, along with the connections between them. If we open up one of these pages, so let's look at the login page in closer detail, what we'll see here is that it has its own world of logic inside. So here we've got a linear route flowing through the login form. This shows the different routes tested and explored through the system. If we click on one of these blocks, so let's look at the email, entering an email, we'll see the different data attributes along with the different data values that have been injected inside of here. So this gives us a good notion of what's being tested in our application, along with the different journeys that are being exploring throughout. Now what we've done here is we've recorded some sessions manually, but we could also turn on the recorder as part of a manual regression test. So if we're executing our manual regression pack, we can turn on and off the recorder throughout each test case in our test suite to create those journeys and then do some analytics on top of them. Thanks for watching this video. Any questions, please email james.walker@curiosity.software.